Oh, the garbage pile's high where the dreams collide. In a world full of mess, we got nowhere to hide. The banana peel's slippery and the can's all dented, but the laughter shines through the unexpected. Trash icons, we're a little insane, living life like junkyard champagne. Sorting through the chaos, finding our crew. Trash icons, here's to garbage and you.
All right, so picture this. A DJ, but they're wearing a gas mask. And not at like some dingy warehouse rave, you know? This DJ's riding a chrome bicycle through a crowd of people blasting, get this, a Peruvian trance remix of Ave Maria.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the opening scene for the Dump Ecstasy shoot. Wild, right?
It totally sets the tone.
But here's where it gets even wilder. Beneath that, like, total spectacle, there's this much darker story that went down. A story that, for whatever reason, never made it into the final cut. And that's what we're going to dig into today. So you've shared some really incredible behind-the-scenes documents with me and some pretty intense firsthand accounts. And we're going deep into the world of Rhombus Room, specifically the Dump Ecstasy episode.
I think people are going to be really surprised by what we've uncovered.
I think so too, yeah. So our mission today is to kind of unpack all these layers, right? The obsession, the artistry. I mean, it really is surreal.
Yeah, and let's not forget the disappearance.
Oh, right. We can't forget that.
Right,
This whole thing is overshadowed by the fact that one of the participants just vanished.
It's bizarre. And we're going to try to make sense of it all.
We're going to try, yeah.
For the listeners at home, Rhombus Room wasn't just about putting on a show.
Right.
It was a project designed to push buttons.
Buttons?
Yeah, like limits.
Oh, okay.
Limits of art. How far can you go?
Got it.
And how an audience reacts to that, to being pushed that far.
So that's really important to keep in mind as we go through all this, right? The ambition behind it all.
Absolutely. Understanding that ambition helps explain what happened during the Dump Ecstasy shoot.
Okay, so let's get into it. There are three key players that we need to focus on here. First, there's Darren Carrolls.
AKA Big D.
Right, Big D. He was the driving force, the brains behind Rhombus Room.
The mastermind, yeah.
Then there's Catherine Carrolls, his wife, who they called Mama Caca on set, which, I don't know, seems a little strange to me, but...
Yeah, the nicknames in this whole scene, there's something else.
They really are. And then there's Catherine's son, Lucien C.
The go-go dancer.
Right, Lucien was a go-go dancer, and he's pretty deeply involved in this Dump Ecstasy production.
And these three, this family, they're at the center of everything. But it's more than family, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, you've got the creative lead, right, Darren. Then you've got his partner, Catherine, and her son.
Right.
All working together in this, let's be honest, pretty unconventional art scene.
For sure.
That kind of setup, that family dynamic, it can get messy.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you add in the creative pressure, the egos.
For sure.
And that messiness, that's part of what we're going to untangle.
Okay. And then the biggest question hanging over all of this is, what happened to Lucien C?
He just disappeared.
Yeah, vanished before the shoot even finished. And the accounts we have, they're all over the place.
No one seemed to agree on anything.
No one can even agree on when he was last seen.
So that's the core question.
Right. The question at the heart of all of this is, was this disappearance part of the performance?
Or was it an accident? Or was it something else entirely?
Okay, so let's back up a bit. To understand how we got here, we need to go back to the very beginning of Rhombus Room.
The early days.
Yeah. So it started as a pretty typical underground electronic music thing, but it quickly morphed into this, well, it got bizarre.
Avant-garde.
Yes, very avant-garde, with this really distinct, unsettling vibe.
And it seems like the whole shift can be traced back to one specific event in Darren Carroll's life.
Okay, what happened?
Well, he went to this rave, a sensory deprivation rave in Reykjavik, back in 2021.
Okay.
And it messed with him.
In what way?
He became fixated on this idea of decay.
Decay.
Yeah, like things breaking down, rotting. But he saw beauty in it.
Okay.
Like a morbid beauty. And he was determined to translate that into his art.
And that's how Rhombus Room was born.
That's how it transformed, at least.
Wow. It's amazing, isn't it, how one experience can completely change the course of someone's life and their art.
It's powerful.
It is. So he came back from Iceland, and he was obsessed with this whole decay thing.
Obsessed, yeah.
And he wanted to create something that was, and I'm quoting him here, hypnotic, industrial, and sacred.
Quite the combination.
Isn't it? So he, cashed out his retirement fund.
Wow. He was all in.
Totally all in. He put together this team of, artists, I guess, and set up shop in an abandoned recycling plant.
Interesting choice of location.
Right. One of his assistant directors said, this is a quote, "We weren't making a music series. We were building a goddamn post-apocalyptic religion."
That quote says it all, really. Darren's vision, it wasn't just about creating art. It was about creating an experience.
An experience, yeah. Something that would consume you. And this whole obsession with decay, it was everywhere. Like, take the Dump Ecstasy set. That miniature city dump, they actually built it.
Out of real garbage.
Real garbage, sourced from landfills. And their design notes.
I remember you showing those to me.
Right. The notes specifically said it had to be cleaned with fire.
Cleaned with fire?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
Had to breathe sorrow.
Right. Oh, yeah. Darren kept insisting on that it needed to breathe sorrow.
It's like he was trying to, I don't know, infuse even the garbage with some kind of deep emotion.
He's so weird.
Yeah. You see that a lot in avant-garde art, though. Finding beauty in the ugly, the discarded. It makes you think, right?
Yeah, it's thought-provoking, but it can also be kind of unsettling.
Definitely.
And the whole production was like that. Like, they spent days debating the exact shade of blue for the sky backdrop.
Seriously.
I'm not kidding. They were comparing paint swatches like it was the Sistine Chapel or something.
And what about that whole chocolate diaper thing?
Oh, God. Don't even get me started on that. So for some reason, Darren had this vision of a diaper slowly filling with warm melted chocolate.
Melted chocolate.
Melted chocolate. And he wanted a close-up, a lingering close-up.
Okay.
And Catherine, Mama Kaka, reportedly practiced pouring the chocolate for weeks.
What? Why?
I have no clue, but one of the crew members I talked to described it as deeply unsettling.
I can imagine.
And of course, Darren thought it was brilliant. He called it the very soul of the series.
I guess that's art for you, right? Sometimes it's hard to understand.
Sometimes it's just plain weird.
True. But that weirdness, that's part of what makes it memorable.
Okay, but let's move on to perhaps the most iconic part of Rhombus Room.
The big black serpent.
Yes, the BBS. This was no ordinary prop.
Definitely not. That thing was massive.
20 feet of latex, and it took 4 people to operate it.
It's like a giant creepy puppet.
Right, but here's the crazy part.
Yeah.
They gave it an AI voice.
The AI voice.
Yeah. They trained it on recordings of, get this, stock market crashes and Catholic sermons.
That is disturbing.
Right. I mean, the whole thing was designed to be disturbing. It was supposed to represent, and again, I'm quoting here, the infinite hunger of late capitalism.
So it's like a critique of society.
Exactly.
That makes sense in a weird way.
Yeah, everything about Rhombus Room makes sense in a weird way. And the debut of the BBS was unforgettable. To put it mildly, remember that episode where it devoured the banker?
Oh, yeah. In that nightclub made of shopping carts.
Yes. That was intense.
A lot of people hated it.
A lot of people loved it too, though. Called it a masterpiece.
Yeah. It was definitely polarizing. Either you loved it or you hated it.
No in between.
No in between.
Okay, so now let's bring Lucien into the picture. He wasn't just some random dancer, right? This was Catherine's son.
And he had his own ambitions. He wanted to be a DJ.
Right. But Darren, he wasn't having it.
Didn't want him on the decks.
Nope. He flat out refused to let Lucien DJ the Dump Ecstasy set.
Instead, he brought in, who was it?
Vibe Cult 666.
Vibe Cult 666. The Swiss guy. On the bicycle.
Yes.
That's the one.
Wow. Lucien must have been pissed.
Oh, he was. And that tension, it all kind of exploded the night before the shoot.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so apparently Lucien just storms into the green room, furious, and starts accusing Darren of sabotaging his career.
Yeah. Catherine tried to step in, play peacemaker, but Darren, he didn't even flinch.
What did he say?
Something about the, and I quote, sacrosanct purity of the artistic vision.
Of course he did.
While sipping mezcal, like it was nothing.
So cliche.
Totally. Anyway, Lucien completely loses it, throws his USB drives at the wall, and storms out.
And that was the last anyone saw him.
Pretty much.
It sounded like it was a really tense environment.
Oh, it was. You could cut the tension with a knife.
And this fight, it was more than just a creative difference, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, you have Lucien, who's trying to make a name for himself. He's got this dream.
Right.
And then you have Darren, who is, well, let's be honest, he's kind of a control freak.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to use his power to get what he wants.
Exactly. And Catherine is caught in the middle, her partner and her son at odds with each other. It's a recipe for disaster.
It really is. So the next morning, Lucien is gone. Just poof. Vanished. His clothes, his stuff, it was all still in his trailer. They found his phone in a fish tank.
A fish tank.
Yeah, near the main DJ booth. Strange, right?
Very strange. Did anyone ask Catherine about it?
They did, and her explanation was vague, to say the least. She said something about Lucien going off to commune with the rhythm.
Commune with the rhythm.
Yeah. But people who were there, they said she looked shaken.
Shaken like she was scared.
I think so. And
Yeah.
Darren, he didn't seem to care.
What? Seriously?
Yeah. He was more concerned with the production schedule. Like, if Lucien wasn't back by the time the Serpent were supposed to, devour the banker,
Oh, God, not the banker again.
the show would go on without him. That's how little he seemed to care.
It's cold.
It is. And of course, as you can imagine, the rumors started flying.
I bet.
Yeah.
So what were people saying?
All kinds of crazy stuff. There was this post on Reddit from someone calling themselves Tangerine who claimed to have seen Lucien talking to these twins.
Nipples.
Yeah. And they supposedly had ketamine bubble guns and were handing out crushed up Pez candies.
Ketamine bubble guns.
It's Rhombus room. Nothing surprises me anymore.
That's fair. What else?
There was another woman, Ayana from Rotterdam, who said she ran into Lucien right before sunrise. She said his pupils were like galaxies,
Whoa.
and that he told her, "The serpent is real. I touched its tongue."
And then what?
And then he just danced off into the fog and disappeared.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow. So many weird details. Do we know if any of it's true?
Who knows? It was a chaotic scene. Lots of drugs. People were seeing things.
Right.
Even Vibe Cult 666, the DJ, when someone asked him about Lucien, they just said, "Energy cannot vanish. It only remixes."
What does that even mean?
Your guess is as good as mine.
So cryptic.
Right. But then, 3 days after Lucien disappeared, Catherine is found in the miniature landfill set
The set they built,
with the garb.
that one. She was curled up next to a doll dressed in Lucien's go-go outfit.
That's just sad.
It is, and she wouldn't talk to anyone. The only thing she did was post this, a black screen, basically, on her Instagram.
What did it say?
Just 3 words. He is in the frequency now. What does that even mean? It's like everyone's speaking in riddles.
I know, right? It's like they're all part of some secret club.
Rhombus Room Club.
Exactly. So to this day, no one knows for sure what happened to Lucien. Some people think he OD'd and they buried him in the dump.
The real dump.
Yeah.
With the real garbage.
Yeah. Others think, well, it gets kind of out there,
Like what?
that he was somehow absorbed into the big black serpent puppet.
Absorbed.
Yeah, like his essence or something.
Intense.
It is. There are people who think he's trapped inside the soundboard, like his consciousness is digitized.
It's all so strange. So much speculation.
It is, and it's fueled by the fact that there's absolutely no trace of him.
No evidence, no body, no nothing.
Nothing. It's like he vanished into thin air.
Okay, so we've got a lot of crazy theories.
And then you shared that appendix of witness testimonies with me. And it gets even weirder. Remember Tangerine, the time traveler?
Yeah.
They said they saw Darren watching Lucien dance and that he was mouthing the words, "You complete the serpent."
You complete the serpent. What does that even mean?
Tangerine's take was that Darren actually believed it, like it was some kind of ritualistic thing.
Ritualistic.
Yeah, that Lucien was like the missing piece that the serpent needed.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm starting to see where this is going.
Right, it's getting creepy.
Yeah, creepy's a good word for it.
And then there's J.A.N. Hayeks, the fire eater. He told us that he kept seeing Darren get like way too close to Lucien, like uncomfortably close, especially when Lucien was stretching. And he said Catherine would notice and just like chain smoke and stare at the wall.
Sounds like she was trying to pretend it wasn't happening.
Maybe. But J.A. Mix said it was obvious that Darren was, and I quote, building a shrine in his mind around Lucien.
A shrine.
Yeah, like Lucien was some kind of idol, which, I mean, yuck.
Yeah, not good.
And then there's DJ Rippy, who knew Lucien before all this Rhombus Room stuff. They said Lucien confided in them that he thought Darren was, like, obsessed with him.
Obsessed?
Like, romantically obsessed.
Seriously?
Yeah. Lucien said he caught Darren sniffing one of his used wristbands and whispering, "You're the melody."
That's not right.
Not at all. And Rippy said they saw some raw footage. And Darren was zoomed in on Lucien's, like, hip bones for 4 minutes straight.
3 minutes just staring at his hip bones.
Yep. Rippy said, and I quote, "That's not cinematography. That's softcore."
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
And then it gets even worse. One of the puppeteers who wanted to stay anonymous told us about this incident during rehearsals. Apparently, Darren kept saying that the serpent needed to long for something.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, and he started like physically moving the serpent's head so it was always pointed at Lucien.
Oh my God.
I know. And then one night, he just screams at Lucien to get inside the puppet.
Inside, like crawl into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Naked, covered in oil and glitter. I don't even know what to say.
I'm speechless. And what did Catherine do?
Apparently, she just clapped.
Clapped. I don't understand.
I don't either. It's like everyone just lost their minds.
It really does sound that way.
And Katana, one of the dancers, had this whole theory. They think the dump ecstasy shoot wasn't really about music at all. They think it was and I quote, sexual psychodrama with techno as the lube.
Wow. Okay. That's a take.
Right. They said Lucien and Darren were caught in this weird power dynamic, and that Darren was basically trying to consume Lucien.
Consume, like, metaphorically. Or...
That's the question, isn't it? No one knows for sure.
It is also disturbing.
It is. And then there's this rumor that there's footage out there somewhere that shows Darren with his hands on Lucien's chest during a serpent rehearsal, whispering, "You are the beat before the drop."
You are the beat before the drop. That's poetic in a really creepy way.
It is. And it really drives home this feeling that the lines were blurred. It's between the art and like real life, between performance and obsession. It's scary.
Yeah.
So for you listening at home, what do you think? Was Rhombus Room just art pushed to the extreme? Or was it something darker, a breakdown, a tragedy?
Or a crime.
Or a crime, yeah. We may never know for sure. But I think that final line from the documentation really sums it up.
The dump wasn't the dirtiest part of Rhombus Room.
Exactly. It's chilling.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. So we've covered a lot today. The dump ecstasy shoot, Darren Carroll's and his intense vision of course, Lucien C. and his disappearance. We've heard all these conflicting stories. And honestly, we probably have more questions now than we did when we started.
That's the thing about mysteries, though.
What do you mean?
Well, the most compelling ones. The ones that really stick with you. They're the ones that don't have easy answers.
You're right. The unknown can be so much more powerful.
Exactly. We keep thinking about it, trying to figure it out. It stays with us.
Okay, so for those of you still with us, I'm going to leave you with one final thought. In this world we live in, where everything is curated, filtered.
Manufactured.
Yes, manufactured. How can we tell the difference between what's real and what's not? How do we separate art from obsession?
And what happens when those lines disappear completely?
What's the cost? What are the consequences?
Especially in these creative spaces where power dynamics can be intense.
It's something to think about. We need to be aware of these things, the potential for exploitation, for harm.
When art goes too far.
Yeah. When art goes too far.